Nice.
Which one should I choose? I think I'm going to go for this one.
All right, everyone, let's gather round and have a heart-to-heart about something that affects so many of us, fear of abandonment. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if someone is grappling with this fear? Well, let me shed some light on that. First off, you might notice a tendency towards clinginess or neediness. Ever had a friend who constantly seeks reassurance? They text you repeatedly, asking if you're still there, if you still care. It's as if they're hanging on by a thread, and that thread is their connection with you. It's heartwarming, yet a little heartbreaking, isn't it? Then there's the jealousy factor. Picture this. Someone gets a bit possessive when you mention spending time with another friend. They might say something like, "You wouldn't ditch me for them, would you?" It's that gnawing fear that someone else might take their place, and it can create quite a storm in their mind. Now let's talk about overanalyzing interactions. Have you ever found yourself dissecting every word of a conversation with someone? What did they mean by that? Did they seem distant? It's exhausting, and it's a classic sign that someone is wrestling with fear of abandonment. They're on high alert, waiting for any sign of trouble. And what about the struggle with intimacy? Isn't it fascinating how, while they crave closeness, they might also push you away? It's like they're caught in a tug of war between wanting love and fearing the pain of loss. It's a tricky dance, isn't it? Emotional volatility is another telltale sign. One moment they're joyful, and the next they're in a complete panic over the thought of losing you. It's as if their emotions are on a roller coaster ride and you're along for the wild journey. Trust issues, they can be prevalent too. If someone is constantly suspicious or guarded, it might stem from a fear that others will leave them. Can you imagine living with that weight on your shoulders? It's no small feat. Now, self-sabotage can come into play as well. Picture someone picking fights or withdrawing when things start to get too close. It's as if they're trying to protect themselves from heartache, even if it means pushing people away. And let's not forget about self-esteem. Those struggling with fear of abandonment often grapple with feelings of worthlessness, convinced they're not deserving of love. It's a heavy burden to bear, isn't it? Then there's the avoidance of commitment. They might hesitate to fully dive into a relationship, constantly anticipating the pain of potential rejection. It's a shield, a defense mechanism, if you will, one that keeps them safe, but also prevents them from experiencing the joy of connection. Finally, panic or anxiety can rear its ugly head at the mere thought of being alone. Ever seen someone spiral into a frenzy at the idea of a friend moving away? It's a visceral reaction rooted in deep-seated fears. So there you have it. These signs of fear of abandonment can manifest in various ways, often leaving a trail of heartache in their wake. But let's remember, recognizing these signs is the first step towards understanding and healing. We're all just trying to navigate this beautiful, messy journey together, aren't we? Thank you for listening.